Ladies and gents, good afternoon. It's Sven, and it's a pleasure to be with you. I'm just going to talk to you about Half Life Alyx and running it with a Oculus Quest 2 headset, which I got recently. And the main reason I'm making this short video today is because lots of people on the forums for the Oculus Quest 2 headset and on Facebook are asking what kind of spec PC do I need in order to be able to run this game. And questions being asked day in, day out, and the reality is that there is no specific specification. It depends on many factors. We'll talk about a few briefly now. My PC is running a Ryzen 5 3600X, and I'm running a NVIDIA GTX 980 Ti graphics card. You might be surprised to know, which is quite old school. 16 gig of RAM and a Asus ROG motherboard, which is quite nice. And all of those things put together run Half-Life wirelessly without any issues whatsoever. I've probably done about maybe 10 hours of gameplay on this, and not once have I encountered any game issues or frame rates or any stutters or anything of that nature. So we talk about PC spec. Ryzen 5, reasonable CPU, nothing majorly special about it. Lots of people finding issues with their graphics. A lot of people have got the RTX cards, very nice cards, and find that they can't run games like this. So there are many factors in this. One of the major factors is your router, particularly if you're going to be playing the game wirelessly, which I think is the best option. So I'm in the UK and I'm using a BT Smart Hub, which has a 5 gigahertz connection, which is what you must have in order to run this game. I've not got it set up to a dedicated channel. I just allow it to auto switch, and it runs at about 866 megabytes per second, which on this game is perfectly fine. I don't see any reason to go higher, unless perhaps you're running it maxed out and you just need that extra bandwidth.
How'd you meet my dad, anyway?
You can get routers which would probably take you up to about 1200, 1300 megabytes per second, but you will pay quite a lot of money for those. The other thing to consider as well is the settings of the game. Within Steam VR, you can adjust render resolutions, things of that nature, and you can also adjust the quality of the game within the menus for the game itself. I've fiddled around with those, and I must say that I've not found a massive visual improvement. I suspect that the governing factor is the headset itself and the resolutions within that. The Oculus Quest 2 is one of the most up-to-date headset at this time, January 2021, and it's got one of the best resolutions. That can be further improved by using an application called SideQuest, which I will talk about in another video. But you can actually boost the resolutions, and again, some people have found issue with it. I've found it to run very nicely. I didn't see a massive improvement in this game, but I have seen improvements with things like Beat Saber. Some people have reported frame rate drops when playing Beat Saber on higher resolutions. It's not something I've encountered, but I'm sure if I keep tweaking, it will happen to me at some point. So, just in recap, what kind of spec PC do I need? There is no hard and fast for that. What you need to look at is at your components individually. Anything that is, medium spec should be able to run this game quite comfortably. And if you're still hitting issues, if you have a high spec computer and you're still hitting issues, it could be something as simple as your router. If you're using a cable, it could be the quality of the cable. It is recommended that you use the Oculus genuine cable. However, I am aware it's about £80. It's perfectly acceptable to get a good quality one for £30. But and I never thought I'd say this, people are experiencing issues with running a cable and not experiencing issues using it wirelessly, and that's via some software called Virtual Desktop, which again I'll talk about in detail. That gets installed on your Quest headset separately, and that allows your headset to talk to your computer as well as being able to play games. You can watch any videos, look at any photo galleries. Effectively, you can run your PC from your headset, and instead of being sat in front of a 27-inch screen, you can sit in front of a 200-inch screen if you so wish, because that screen in your headset can be varied, pulled, twisted, adjusted to your liking. So it's quite nice. If, like me, I play in a band in my spare time, I can sit and watch band videos which look like I'm in a theatre or I'm actually at a live gig. So it's fantastic bit of software, Virtual Desktop. Ladies and gents, any questions? If you want to ask Spec questions of me and Rye, we'll do our best to answer. As I say, you could spend a fortune on a graphics card, the latest RTX graphics card, and actually find that it still doesn't run any better than it does on a 980 Ti. That could be the settings of the game, or that will be a limitation of the weakest part of your computer. So look at things like the motherboard setup. Is the motherboard optimized? Do you have it set up for gaming? Have you optimized the RAM speeds? That makes a massive difference if you benchmark your computer. If you've upped your RAM, got a good quality set of RAM for a start, RAM sticks, and you up them and put them up to their best frequencies on a good motherboard, they will run flawlessly and they will massively improve your performance. So it's just about working with what you've got, looking at your weakest component and saying to yourself, is that going to be sufficient? Will that work with everything else I've got in my system? Or is it something daft, like I need to buy a new router? Thanks very much for listening, and I'll be releasing a few more videos in the next few days.